here's how I solved my skinny fat problem. If you don't know me, my name is Miguel. I basically started this channel. It's kind of like a personal development, I guess, but mainly a note to myself. Get into it. A bit of a backstory. This is what I used to look like. Classic skinny fat look. Skinny arms, kind of a chubby belly as well. Definitely not confident. And this is what I look like now. So you can see I've built up more muscle, look a little bit better in my shirt, and I feel much more confident in this. So what I'm going to run you through, and stick to the end because you'll give you everything, mistakes that I did originally, and then what I did instead to solve my problems. So one of the first mistakes I ever did was not training hard enough. When I tried to apply what I've learned, for some reason, for like the next year or two, there was no results whatsoever. That was the first mistake I made, not training hard enough. The second one is a little bit funny. There's one afternoon when I was extremely unhappy and frustrated with how I looked because whatever I was trying wasn't working. And then I went online and tried to find a solution for my problem. Found out that a lot of the common solutions would be to cut first. So that's exactly what I did for like the next few months. And I realized that I actually hated cutting. It wasn't fun for me. It sucked. I tried to count my calories and I tried to stick to it for as long as I could, but it was extremely difficult and it wasn't fun. And like my lifts are going down, so that made it even worse. I'll even show you a photo when I've done a cut from 64 kegs to about 57, and you can see there's not really much difference. I still don't have any abs, and also I look skinny, even when I put a shirt on. It looks sick, which is no good. So, and that's not what I wanted. Problem that I wanted to solve was it wasn't just the skinny fat, it was the fact that I looked like I couldn't even lift, that I didn't look strong, and that I couldn't even fit in a t-shirt, that I didn't look good in clothes. That was my main problem. So it wasn't getting abs. That was the main issue. Last mistake I always had was, this is a pretty common one that a lot of people have, especially beginners, is that they're very inconsistent with their workouts. They're always changing their program, and that becomes really hard to measure. And when that becomes really hard to measure, it convolutes the whole situation, and therefore if you're not consistent, then you don't get any results. You would much rather have a small but consistent amount of growth that you can track rather than these arbitrary big ups and then big downs, sideways, and whatever you want to call it, because that kind of looks like gambling now at this point. There's no control there, so you don't want that. So let's get to the solutions. This is what I did instead. Obviously we just put everything in reverse. First one is I actually started to train a little bit harder now. If you want to know if you're training hard as a beginner, one of the key ways that I noticed with my journey was when my form started to break down or my reps started to slow down. The second one was because I didn't want to cut, and my main problem was more of my confidence and not entirely my skinny fat problem. I didn't want to cut, so therefore I went the other way. I built more muscle and I went for lean bulk, but for a long time. So the previous photo I'm showing over here, I was about 65. The current photo now, which made it look better, was I'm now at 72, and that took about 2 to 3 years of just slow bulking. But I didn't have to count my calories. I just ate, I trained really hard, and I made sure I just tracked my protein or got enough protein during the day. That was the main thing, which made it easy for me to follow, which made it more fun, and I got what I wanted. Yes, I gained a bit of fat. However, if you look right now, at least I can fill out my t-shirt. At least I look like I lift in the gym, and at least I feel a little bit more confident in myself to go outside wearing a t-shirt. So if I do go on a cut, then at least I won't look as skinny. So that was one of the first things. That's a small little nuance win that you should probably think about. It's not all about just abs. Maybe it's the confidence thing. And this is how I found my own confidence, by doing it this way, which made it fun for me. And when it's fun, you can stick to it. And then lastly, it's just being consistent. All that matters. There's no point doing the first two if you can't even do the last one of just staying consistent for a very long time. And you have to be in the mindset or to be happy with the fact that it is going to take a long time. All these social media influencers telling you that they get shredded in 3 to 6 months, or get shredded, or like look jacked in about a year. It's all bullshit. I'm not gonna lie, and I know because I've done it, and it took me a long time, and I'm still not to where I wanted to be or where these guys look like. So either they're on drugs or they've been doing it for a long time and they've lied to you about the time period that it took them to go from point A to point B. So be wary about that. But point is, be consistent. That's the whole point. As long as you stick to it and then you tracked every single thing, and you trained really hard and you ate quite well, then you're doing the most you can. So yeah, that's how I solved my skinny fat problem. Obviously I don't stop here. I'm gonna keep building up until I get sick of it. I'll probably stop at maybe 75, and then I'll start to do a cut. And then we'll see what happens straight after that. Now, if you found some value into this, hopefully you did, definitely, I don't know, comment down below if you have any questions for me. If not, then give me a follow, listen for more videos in the future, and then hopefully you'll find some value along the way. Peace.